You know it's a good day when all three of your cars are up and running. It's been, what, 15 months since that's actually happened? And now they're all running. So what we're gonna do to start this video is we're gonna cold start these cars. Because why not? They're all running. The Corvette, as you guys already know, is the LT4 supercharged V8 with colder intakes, long tube headers, and the AWE black diamond exhaust. The Coyote Spot Fastback is, of course, the Coyote long tube headers, pipes H-pipe, and then the pipes violator axle backs. And it's dumped like right underneath there. If you guys could see, that's the tip. And then for the AC Cobra, essentially it's just long tubes and then it comes out at that side. So that's all of the exhaust setups. Let's go ahead and start off with the Cobra. Oh, she lives. She lives. Oh damn, that's actually the quickest it's ever started up and actually rumbles. Usually it kind of like sluggish and dies down, but this thing was ready to purr. I don't know what it is, but this chop just has me going. The Corvette needs to get that chop. We're gonna talk about that later on, but this thing, it sounds so good. You know, that was one of the first things we did with the AC Cobra was to get an exhaust. I threw away the stock exhaust, but this has so much more of a rumble, and this muffler is pretty big. If I wanted to make it loud, I would have to essentially just make this a lot shorter, but yeah, this thing, it sounds good. And just because it has a cam, it kind of has my heart here. This might be my favorite sounding out of all three so far. So that was actually the first time the AC Cobra actually acted perfectly. Maybe because the camera was down and knew that you guys were watching. But let's go ahead and move over to the 1968 Ford Mustang Fastback with the Coyote swap. I love saying it every single time, and I'm gonna keep on saying it. So let's go ahead and hop in this thing. As you guys could see, we're gonna talk about this in just a few little bit, and we're gonna fix a lot of issues with the Fastback just because we got this thing back and there's gonna be little tweaks here and there, but let's go ahead and make sure this thing is in neutral. Let's go ahead and fire her up. Man, I love this thing. Just got it back from S&P. You guys have seen that video. If you have not, make sure to go ahead and check it out. This thing is looking really, really good. I want to make this thing really pretty. That's going to be the next thing we'll do. It still sounds like a classic car. I think it's the H-pipe and the violators that are doing it. I've never heard a Coyote sound like this, which is pretty dope. Man, this thing sounds pretty good. I love it. I can hear her all day. We are going to be fixing a lot of issues with the Fastback today. That's going to be one of the main things. We'll take the AC Cobra out just for a little spin. We'll also take out the Z06 for a little spin as well. But we're going to be fixing the Coyote Swap Fastback because there's a lot of things wrong with it, and we'll take it one step at a time. So now that we have that, let's go ahead and fire up the Z06 Corvette. Let's go ahead and put the hood down. I don't think automatic start will start with that, but we'll get front row seats per usual. This thing is honestly really scary. Every single time I start this thing, I'm like, I am sorry neighbors, this thing is way too loud, but let's go ahead and fire her up. Here she comes. This car is very loud. I thought it would be a little bit chiller with the E85 cold starts because it's the initial bang that gets you. And I thought that was only with 91 octane because when I had my E85 Shelby GT500, it kind of had like a slow start to it, like a little, it rolled into it, not like that initial bang. This thing is pretty damn loud. I don't know what I'm going to do with the exhaust system. I kind of want to go stock and have active open headers like I had on the GT500, especially when I cam this thing, which we're going to talk about camming very shortly. We have an appointment mid-July. We're going to be camming this thing. So if I go stock in the back and then just have a header dump active exhaust with the cam, I think that'll be perfect because this thing is just way too loud. So I'll let you know what we're gonna do with the exhaust system, but this thing, crazy. Oh man, so that was fun. Comment down below, which exhaust system did you enjoy the most? AC Cobra, the Fastback, or the Corvette? Out of my favorite, I wanna say the Idol is definitely going to be, the AC Cobra is gonna win it all here for me. I don't know what it is, but this thing just sounds so sweet. The Corvette definitely has the loudness, and when you really wanna get into it, it makes its presence known. So that'll come in the second. I wanna get this thing dialed in first, just because I literally can't start it or rev it as much as I can because tuning is not done. We're still tuning this thing, but that is going to be coming. I just really like how it still sounds like a classic car, and that is awesome. So what we're going to do today is actually fix the Coyote Swap Fastback, and then we'll take all three cars out for a drive, and we'll go ahead and check out all of the cool different things. We'll talk about the projects and just give you guys an update since it's been a little bit too long since all of them have been up and running. So let's go ahead and get that. And I did just drop some merch. This is by far my favorite design I've ever had, as well as the quality. The quality is gonna be by far the best I've ever had. This is the first design. I'm also gonna put the other design here. Make sure to check it out in the bio. I got the signature up here with the classic in flames. I got the year 1968, and of course, we have the Fastback as the main event. We have the racing, and you do get the faded vintage style, and it's kind of loose, it's kind of casual. I've been wearing this non-stop. It's very comfortable, and I absolutely love it. So make sure to grab some merch. I'll greatly appreciate it, guys. This design is the Coyote. It's very, very similar, but it's also a pretty cool design. I'd greatly appreciate it if you guys go ahead and grab some merch. It'll be down in the description in my bio. Again, thank you so much. Man, I can't believe how low this is. That is extremely low. All right, the first thing we need to fix is this ride height, because this rear is just way too low. So I'm gonna go ahead and adjust these coilovers, which is pretty cool. It should be as simple as just unlocking this lock nut, bring this down. It is a 1-to-1 ratio, so I'm probably gonna lift it up probably around 2 inches, to be completely honest. And on the same exact side, I'm also gonna check to make sure everything is looking okay here underneath, which it looks like it is. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this ride height adjusted first, and then we'll move on to the exhaust, and let's see what's rattling somewhere down there. And then once when the exhaust is done, we'll work with fuel. And then after fuel, we would have done a lot, so let's go ahead and get this done. This is actually pretty crazy. I could adjust this simply with my hand, which is pretty cool. Just adjusting it with my hand, and it's going down. We're gonna do about 1 inch, and we should be rocking and rolling after that. That should give us plenty of room. I'm hoping here, but now that we have that, let's just lock her down and measure. I think we should be where we need to be. All right, so I basically did 1.5 inches clearance on both sides here, as you guys could see. About 1.5 inches on that side and that side. I did lock in. Let's go ahead and drop this thing and see how it looks now. Now check this out. That is a whole lot better, I believe. We're gonna drive it around. We can adjust it as easy as that. That was probably the easiest adjustment I have ever done. But yeah, we have a lot more room here, and I think we should not bottom out pretty much every single drive-in I pull into. And let's check to see if this exhaust is gonna be a little bit higher too, which is gonna be the next thing we're gonna hit. And yeah, it's a little bit higher on that end, which is good. Now let's go ahead and work on this exhaust, make sure that we get this good and running too. All right, so when we fabricated this Mustang, we did a lot of cutting and reinforcing the frame, because back in the 60s, man, they did not have the power like these Coyotes are pushing out right now. So these support beams are just bare metal. I need to go ahead and paint them. I need to get the undercarriage set right, because rust is pretty much the worst enemy on these cars. It's horrible. Rust is everywhere. So to prevent all this rust coming through, all the fresh welds, all the fresh fabrication, I'm gonna go ahead and clean up, sand up, brake clean it all the way down, and then I am going to actually paint it this undercarriage, which is supposed to be super good. It's also sound deadening, so hopefully it lowers down the sound just quite a bit, because it's extremely loud in there. I also just ordered some interior sound deadening that will come in a later video, but this is supposed to stop rust, it's supposed to be sound deadening, and it's supposed to make the undercarriage look really nice. So I did get 6 of them here. We're gonna go underneath the car, clean it all a bit, and then go ahead and spray throughout the full undercarriage, because again, I do not want this thing rusting up. And it looks so pretty underneath with this full entire new suspension. I gotta make it right, so let's get to it. All right, so here is the before. I just sprayed it with brake clean just a tad bit. I'm gonna show you guys the after once when we get down to the support beams as well. Support beams is not looking too good, just that raw metal as you guys see right here. Let me get to work. Let me go ahead and show you guys what we're gonna do to preserve all of the fabrication that we did. Hopefully it comes out a lot better, and hopefully it's not too hard as well to complete. So let's get to this. So I'm all finished here with the undercarriage, and it looks a lot better. You're not gonna see that rust. I just painted it over. I know a lot of you guys might be flaming me in the comments. Prep is definitely gonna be the right way to do it. I didn't do so much prep because this would have taken hours. I just wanted to make it pretty, as well as my main goal was just to stop those beams, these new support beams from rusting, and I think we did it. But let me go ahead and show you what we did. The main thing I wanted were these support beams, and the support beams turned out perfect. So now I can go ahead and go through puddles, go through different types of water elements and be okay. But these support beams turned out really good, and the rest of the undercarriage as well is better than it was before. We're just gonna run with it. We're gonna keep on making sure that we don't get any more rust. But for the meantime, the undercarriage is now painted, but it looks better than what it was. It was just open surface rust, as you guys saw, really, really bad. But now that we have that, I think we should be a-okay. So we can check that off the list. So we raised up the car and we painted the undercarriage. So let's go ahead and put this thing up. Man, quick jacks make things so much easier. If you guys are figuring out or wondering if you guys should get a quick jacks, let me tell you, the best investment for my project. I definitely would not have been able to do this in my garage if it wasn't for these quick jacks. Just make the full entire process of putting your car up and down so much easier. But let's go ahead and put the car down and see how well it looks like. Raised up 2 inches in the back. Let's make sure the coast is clear here, actually. That's the only thing you got to look at when the quick jacks are coming down, but she looks like a clear landing. So let's let her rest on the springs. I'm curious to see if I do need to let the adjustment kind of kick in or warm in, but as you guys could see, the front still pretty high, and these are bottom out, so I might need to get some custom wheels because it is kind of stuck in there. But we're looking at the rears because we adjusted it, and check that out. I kind of like that fitment quite a bit. It's not too high, it's not too low. There's a big difference. I can actually see the top of the tire there. So I'm gonna go ahead and test this out, drive it, see how drivability is, because every single dip on the other setup I was scraping. So I think this should be okay, and it's a pretty nice stance overall, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna go ahead and test this. If it's still too low, it is as easy as just putting it up, probably another 1/4 to 1/2 inch. It's so easy to adjust these coilovers. But now that we have that, you can finally tell the inside of the wheel well is all black. It's not sticking out there with the rust and redness that it was before. And underneath looks pretty sweet as well. So great success with painting the undercarriage as well as raising the car. Now Edwin's gonna come tomorrow to fix this fuel. I also got a trickle charger just in case. I got the Cobra and the fastback all trickle charged here. But this guy right here, I got the 45-degree angle right here. So That's gonna stop the leak as well as flow the fuel lines a lot easier, because the 45 is gonna go ahead and put that line up where it needs to be, and then we can zip tie it all together and make it look nice. So we'll go ahead and do that now. The alignment shop as well as the tire shop. I am going to swap out this tire for the tire that we did a burnout with the last one. So we're at 714 tires, literally so close to my house. We're gonna get the alignment, we're gonna get a new tire, and hopefully that fixes the drivability of it. Car's getting alignment right now. As you guys can see, looks like he got the tire on and is doing all the adjustments here. Suspension was way off. I'm very excited to actually see how this is gonna ride after the alignment's complete. So we'll just wait until it finishes. And she is out of the alignment shop, and hopefully this fixes all of the steering issues that we have. So far as driving straight. The drive was pretty well. Let me tell you, the ride height made a world of a difference. I actually hit some dips and I didn't bottom out, and it kind of looks good. So I showed you guys in the garage. It was a little bit higher than this. I believe once when you start driving, it kind of settles down, but that ride fitment looks pretty nice. So I haven't hit anything just quite yet, so we're gonna keep it there just for now. Now, let's go ahead and talk about this fuel leak. No more fuel leak here, as you guys can see. Pretty dry, no fuel, and I'm so happy about that, because now I don't worry about having a full-on flammable leak that could be happening in the rear. So feels good, that is wonderful. I mean, you can't, when it comes to the undercarriage, it looks sweet still. You guys already know the black looks really, really nice. So everything is good to go with all the things that we fixed on it. Temps stayed 180 degrees, so we know that the cooling system with the radiator and the fans are working just fine. Air to fuel ratio stayed at 14.7 pretty much the full entire time. Revs was good. Clutch needs a little work. That's the one thing we're gonna probably have to really double down on, just because I don't know if you guys could tell, I still have the automatic brake with the manual pedal. So I need to call Modern Driveline, see what we can do with this full assembly, because throttle pedal is good, the clutch is good. This is just sticking out way, way too far. In addition, you guys can't see, but there's a bolt up there that gets loose, because every time you kick it in and out, every time it goes up, it's turning the bolt counterclockwise. So essentially it's loosening the bolt, causing this to wiggle and not stay into place. So that's gonna be the next thing we're gonna fix. But so far, the drive went very well. And all of the small things we are fixing. We built this thing and it's looking pretty rad from here. Man, it feels real good driving this thing. Just the little bugs, the little tweaks that we need to get out. We're gonna keep on working on this thing no matter what. And that is it. We fixed the fastback. We talked about the Cobra. We also talked about the Vet. All three project cars are up and running. All the projects have been basically updated here with you guys. And I'm gonna go ahead and bring you guys as much content as I can possibly do. So comment down below what content you wanna see so I can go ahead and provide it to you. But I'm out of here. I'm gonna see you guys on the next one. We got some sick content. Make sure to like, subscribe, also grab some merch down in the description. See ya.